This is a drum kit. Believe it or not, it's a really, really processed, crazy library of a drum kit. It's called Superball Bang. And the entire concept by Triumph Audio was to scrape and hit a drum kit with rubber mallets. I typically don't like rubber mallets and the recordings I've done because they don't usually sound that great. But there's applications for them in certain areas, and to do an entire library based on it is led to some crazy experiments. There's two sides to the library. There's this process tab, which is where I like to hang out because you just get weird stuff. Like this is atonal in events. Let's try out one of these. This is the Doppler bass. Maybe something higher. Yeah. So this has been processed to high heaven. Doesn't really sound like a drum kit anymore. It sounds like, you know, crazy things. We've got like pulses. Let's go for atonal hallucinations real quick. So great stuff for like cinematic trailers, high intensity things, maybe like shooting games, backgrounds, tracks, as well as like horror. It would probably excel really good at that. And then there's the authentic. This is sort of more the sounds you'd expect. They're less processed, more directly sort of what you would sort of think a drum kit hit with rubber mallets would sound like. And I should mention here, right, for example, you know, kind of what more of what you would expect. I should mention here, you do need to own Kontakt for this library to work. You need 5.8.1 or better. So they are using quite an old version so that it's very compatible. So if you own anything after that, all the way up to whatever the most recent one is now, it's like Kontakt 8 is the most recent one. I don't know what version they're on of that. It'll work. So if you have like Kontakt 6, this should work. I think most people have Kontakt 6 or above these days, or at least Kontakt 5. You might want to check what version you have of it. But anyways, something to be aware of. The engine itself on these libraries, there's like drum sounds in the middle. If I just pick one, let's go for this, like kick drum. And if we come down here to the bottom, you'll see there are like these keys down here. And this allows you to retune the sample. So that might be useful to you. Some samples really, really great. Other samples, not much of a difference. And then there are these red keys. If you go over to the effects engine, there are these notes. And these red keys toggle these on. So this is the lo-fi effect. Let me see if I can find it on the keyboard. Let's go for, where's jump at? It's the A. So you could toggle them on and off. This is not the best example of it because, oh, here we go. We got drones right here. Let's go for a drone. I'm toggling jump on and off. So they're effect triggers. They could be turned on and off immediately. These are essentially gates to turn these on and off. And then you've got these effects, and there are some send effects, again, with their own notes that you can mess with. And rhythm engine and the output engine. There are buttons on the first page. It might not be super clear because there's only like one button like this. But yeah, this is a button. This turns it on or off. The filter is active by default. And so if you do change this, just be aware that this cutoff position, like if you go to a high pass, it's going to remove everything. So just I don't know why the buttons threw me off at first. There's a rhythm engine in here as well. It's pretty interesting for sources and filters. I haven't really messed with it a lot, just because the Kontakt style of sequencer has never been something I'm a huge fan of. I just don't like. I feel like there's just better ways to do it. But the engine itself, the library itself, is actually like really cool. I like to hang out in the process tabs, messing around with like this category in particular. Textures is pretty interesting. So let's go ahead. Let's like write something. Let's get a drone down. Let's go for this bass drum drone. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Let's put down this note. How long are these drones? I assume they loop. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. It does so much for us. Okay, so we're gonna run with that one. Let's go ahead. Let's make a new contact. Big. Oh, we got pulse blades. We gotta go for the blades. Let's hear what we got. Okay, let's come in. The effect toggles on this one might be pretty helpful. So we'll have our drone. It's not going to pick up right where the playhead's at, but let's just see how it comes in here. Okay, let's make another. Actually, you know what? Let's just load in a few more just as a layer inside this one contact. So let's go ahead and go with, I don't know, this one might be crazy. Will Atomic Trail play nice? Let's see. Let's not do Atomic Trail. Let's do Astral Vocoder. Why not? Yeah. I like what that's bringing to the table. Let's also go over to the pulse blades, go to the effects engine, send effects, and let's have the reverb on. Let's go to the main engine and also bring in this low pass. It's already got so much going on. Let's go for drum kits and get like a basic thing. Let's go for the first one. Why not? You can see it loads very quickly. Like you don't even see the menu pop up. It's super fast. Okay, I'm not going to touch the tuning here. I think it unnecessary. All right, so we have our low end thing real quick. Where's the high? Sure, why not? Give me a whole load of them. So since we haven't done anything specific quite to this library, we can try out the other kits real quick. So let's see what kit 2 sounds like. Probably have to move some notes around. Here's kit 3. Kit 1. I made it with kit 1 in mind, so it's gonna sound the best on kit 1. There's also a few of these crazy ones. Let's see what one of these is like. Light saturation. I kind of dig that. Let's see if we can layer some of these hits with some additional impacts. So again, I'm just gonna clone this. So I think it's the fastest way to make a new one. Bass drum effects. Show me what that's all about. What bass drum effects we got? Oh, they're reversed effects. There's a rev in here. Give me the forward-facing ones for the moment, even though that was cool. Oh my word, they weren't joking. Yeah. We could see these in, so we'll put like low monster Gurgles. I don't know. Come up with cooler names than me. Yeah. That's cool, man. We're staying with that. That's pretty dang sick. I want to hear this little bit in isolation. Man, it sits right in with everything else. Okay, let's grab another one. Give me a dark alley texture. I don't know what kind of alleys people be going down. I ain't going down that alley. Let's see, Deep Sea Calls. That's a pretty cool name. A lot of like wailing style stuff. Do we have anything that sort of just sits? Maybe I'm looking in the wrong menu. Let's look at atonal and events. Here we go. Magical fairies, possibly. No, that's not the right one. Let's look at atonal hallucinations. No, maybe. Yeah, they're very dynamic. Yeah. Let's look at pulses. What do we got in pulses? We got one called Big Bend. 8-inch nails. Is this a reference to 9-inch nails? Possibly. Okay, let's see. Let's get it in there. Let's try out a couple things here. Maybe not this one exactly. Yeah, why not? We're making use of the filter bank here. The rhythm thing. On this one, on the output engine, let's give it a big spread. Turn it down. So we got this like pads, leads folder, bunch of lead stuff. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Some sort of like A minor shindig thing, even though I've been putting everything on C. Try a few. The warble. We're gonna gain the heck out of the delay, and let's go ahead and bring in the convolution. Oh, a bunch of options. Ambient sounds like it'd probably work. Let's try convolving with the echoes. Want a high thing that's just raining from above. I want to add this lead ghostly. I've officially entered the territory where I stop talking because I'm thinking so much about whatever I'm doing. You see, the library is pretty good for this sort of stuff. You want some intensity, sort of weird scrapes, things that make you go, that was not, then, you know, this might be it. I remember this ghostly lead one. Yeah. How does it sound really low? Yeah, I think we have enough low stuff. Thinking like some sort of a cluster thing. That's amazing. Let's go. And then maybe on the second one, it's the same thing. Just that minor second is gonna be so nasty. That is so intense. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna send this to a mixer because I want to take this particular one. Let's send them all to mixers actually because I want to have my solo thing start to work. And just to really sell it, I'm gonna put a limiter on it. And I am going to have the limiter pretty crunched, but I'm gonna start with the mix off and automate it in to make it just like friggin' ridiculous loud. Okay, I'm gonna do a few things real quick. I like the limiter idea. Let's take this whole thing and make it twice as long. Honestly, it should probably be 4 times as long. Adding impacts. One more. I need one more layer for that kick drum. Yeah, that could work. All right, so here's what I've cooked up. The only external thing really going on here is I added some external verb to the ARP thing to help it along. Everything else is pretty much just directly out of Superball Bang. And this is what it sounds like. There's no post verb besides that one, and most of this is straight out of just what it's producing. It's kind of crazy how much runoff there is. It's really something. So yeah, add in a couple extra instruments, really give it a mix down. I think a mix down could really go a long way towards this, and you have some really compelling stuff, pretty easy to throw down super fast. If you have any questions about the library, feel free to let me know. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos. And have a blessed day.